So, hold on, let me bring that back up. Cody, great session, first off.
Oh, I'm so glad that it worked because I ran through the demos about 2 hours ago and everything failed and I had no idea what was going on. So it's been quite a rush and very stressful to get it going at the last minute. I mean, I spent the past
any day at work for you.
yeah, I spent the past week going through the slides and I rejigged some things from last time I did it to try to make it flow a bit better. But I really should have tried running the code. That's probably the most important thing.
I'm going to leave you guys to it. I need to run, so take care. We'll see each other.
All right.
Yeah.
See you. Vladimir, I liked your shirt.
Thanks.
Can you see it?
SQL Saturday. 2012?
Yeah.
Was that an especially good one?
Yeah. We've both got SQL Saturday Atlanta shirts on, so just from different years. So tell us, you're bald and yet you know what the ingredient that makes shampoo smell good is. How did that happen? You shampoo your beard?
No. I just missed that. I remember when I was a teenager. That's when I don't know if you have the shampoo brand there, but it's called Herbal Essences. Anyway, someone's showering on the TV, and I remember they're like jojoba, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah. So I missed that.
Interesting. So let's see. So that I'm actually, you submitted that session for Past Summit, right?
Yeah, I did.
I'm really hopeful that it gets picked up for that because I think there's, that conference has such a broad reach, and there's so many people out there that need this kind of information, whether they're at the scale of 50 or maybe they're at the scale of 2,000 or something more. They need to know that these kind of tools are out there, and just so helpful.
Yeah, once you start doing it, it's hard to imagine doing it any other way. I mean, when an incident happens, how can you not have any tool to pick it up again? You expect your monitoring system probably handles some of this, but monitoring is a really different beast. I mean, they don't really think about standards the same way that we do, and it's not your personalized standards, and you can't edit usually the things that it's picking up. And yeah, I think this is a more personal way to do it.
Great. Now, are your modules out there on the PowerShell gallery?
Yep. Okay. So you can all do install module to get them.
Great. Yeah, I've been playing around with that.
The sim one's really useful, even if you don't use any of the other stuff, because of the way it does those queries down to 2003 and the registry stuff. All the other registry stuff I've seen is pretty awful. So the test I had to pull out the registry keys for the failed SQL patch, that was really easy. My original version of that was maybe 50 or 100 lines long, and that was my first presentation. And I kept looking at it thinking, there has to be a better way. And then I wrote the module, and now it's just a couple lines. So
there we go. So for those who are unfamiliar with it, this is the PowerShell gallery. You can get to it by PowerShellGallery.com to see it. Or if you have PowerShell open, you can just do find-module, install-module, things like that. Just like it says right down here in find-script.
It'd be interesting if Brent ever did a questionnaire, like one of those surveys, to see how many DBAs use PowerShell and to what extent they use it. Because I haven't seen that kind of information anywhere. A bit like the salary survey.
Yep.
Actually, he could pick a lot of components as well. Analysis services, integration services, MDS. See whether anyone else uses MDS except for me and some other Twitter people.
Yeah.
How did you decide on Jenkins?
Help there. Sorry, Vladimir.
Can you hear me fine?
Yep.
Cody, how did you decide on using Jenkins?
A lot of the testing software I found was not for Windows, so Jenkins was just one of the few things. All of it started in PowerShell though, and that's why you can run everything in PowerShell and it all returns objects and stuff, because PowerShell was the focus for it. But the web UI was really for the scheduling, because I didn't want to put this stuff into agent jobs. It's just too big, and I really wanted other people to be able to run it. And it works pretty well. I haven't had issues with it. The security stuff is concerning because they do have often security patches to apply. But hey, so does Windows every month. At least with Jenkins, you get a heads up and you can firewall most of the stuff off. What is troubling, though, is that a lot of the tests you want to do really need sysadmin. And I hate giving things sysadmin, but and local admin. It's just the way things are.
Sorry, my screen share is lagging. I'm trying to show them the different modules available out there. Yeah.
So, Vladimir, what kind of job do you have? Because I haven't met you before. Oh. A lot of developers look at me and say, oh, DBA, no one wants to be a DBA. And I'm like, hey, I'm actually closer to a developer with all of the tests and stuff, all right.
Yep, absolutely. They talk about Azure being a, DBA-less setup, but in reality, what's happened is a lot of the companies I work with is there's, a developer who is essentially the DBA of the team, who is doing all the DBA tasks for everyone. I don't know if you guys have run into that, but I have run into it quite a bit. But yeah, I feel the same parity as you with learning and becoming more of a developer through PowerShell and learning more of the C# stack.
Yeah, I'm just working the other way. I'm a developer that's becoming a DBA because there's no DBAs.
I had $1 for every company I've been to where they had no DBA. I'd be retired by now. Amazing how much can get done by itself. Why does this keep on going?
Yeah, it's really concerning, especially you'd be surprised at some of the massive, expensive applications that are written by teams that have no DBA and really no database knowledge, and yet it runs on SQL Server. And I mean, this is important stuff. It's a weird conversation to have with vendors. And you almost want to say, hey, if you have questions, then send them my way so I can help you. Do you know what read intent is? Because I really want you to put that into your application. But, there's no time. And it's a bit weird, too.
Sorry, playing around here. Sorry, I should be focused on continuing the conversation, not playing around with my screen sizing, but GoToWebinar is being funky on me this morning.
Are you using a 4K screen?
Close. It's a 2000 by 3000 screen. Or 3000 by 2000, I don't know which way it goes.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yep. So I was just wanting to show folks that the SQL Server module, you can just search it real quick out there, and you'll be able to find it out on the PowerShell gallery. And it's been picking up quite a few downloads in just the few weeks that it's been available. And it's definitely exciting to see. Some people don't know how many people were out there using PowerShell with SQL Server, and it's kind of nice to see that download number keep on climbing, several hundred every single day. And
I'm really surprised at that those DSC resources. 36,000 people using DSC, or 36,000 downloads. Have you tried it?
I know people who have. I think Anthony Nocentino said he has. So yeah, I saw that and I was actually surprised by it the other day. I was like, wow, I can't believe it got that large already.
Yeah. It's something I really want to play with, but on a Mac with VMware, it's not going to happen. But I've been looking at getting a separate Windows laptop just to do Hyper-V stuff and really start playing with DSC. I mean, infrastructure as code is a really cool idea. I mean, and it ties into all of this testing stuff as well. The thing is that you also need to think of all of the legacy servers because they're going to be around for a really long time.
Yep.
What's the oldest server you have to support?
I don't think I can say. Jeez, I've forgotten.
Do you still have SQL 7 running somewhere?
I really couldn't say. A DBA has to have some secrets.
That almost sounds like a yes there. I don't know. Yikes.
I've always fantasized about coming across one of those really old, boxed retail copies of SQL Server, though. I love when people post legacy things, like images and that. DOS 1, DOS 5, DOS 6, Sybase stuff, SQL. I love nostalgia.
I have a signed box of, I think it was SQL Server 2012. They made little replica boxes that were signed by the entire team. So, pretty cool.
Replicas, huh?
Exactly, right? Because it wasn't a real box, right?
Well, because you've got availability group replicas. That's where I was going.
Oh, sorry. Dang it.
It's 2012. I'm getting a bit meta.
So
is it almost the weekend for you there? I guess it must be.
Yep, sure is. It is Friday morning over here. So wait, is it Saturday for you?
No, it's late Friday night, so it's nearly 10 o'clock. That's why I'm in my PJs, which are really cool. It's like a bear and a guy being friends, and I got matching pants too.
You really are into the nature thing.
Yeah.
Well, you spend so much time indoors as a DBA and working in IT, and I actually don't get outdoors that much, but it's something that I strive for.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Sunlight.
Do you work from home, or do you go into the office?
No, I'm in the office most of the time. Occasionally, they let us work from home, and it's called on-call.
That's good. Are you by yourself in a team, or do you have a big team of people?
A very small team.
It was several of the people in Slack were saying, how is it that one person can get to the point where they manage over 100 SQL servers? It was mind-boggling. And when we did the salary survey, there were people who said, and of course you can't fact-check this, but people who said that they managed 5,000 to 10,000 SQL servers individually. I'm like, okay, at first I think you're just trying to be an outlier there. You're just trying to fill in a big number to look good, but you're not doing a great job of managing that many.
At one of the local consumer product companies here in Atlanta, there is a team of 2 DBAs who run an enormous amount of SQL servers.
Yeah. God, nuts.
Maybe they took the survey.
Maybe they worked on Azure. Maybe they manage like an Azure cluster or something, and so they say, oh yeah, we look after 15,000 servers.
Alex is trying to join in too as well. Let's see if he's in yet. Alex Yates, there he is. Let's make him a panelist and then make him a presenter so he can show his good stuff here. Make presenter.
And real quick, one thing I wanted to share when I was out searching on the PowerShell gallery.
Hold on a minute. I'm going to make you presenter again. I took it away from you. Now you can share your screen again.
Yep. There's a PS auto mute that I had never thought of.
What?
Auto mute PowerShell to auto mute your sound devices like headphones if they're accidentally unplugged.
Huh.
And it was like 13,000 downloads. Like,
Wait, so is this so that when you plug them back in, they don't like overload you, or?
And that's the only description that it has right here. So I was unsure, but I saw that this morning. I was like, huh, that's interesting.
That's really odd.
I'm going to have to check it out.